Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's reading, we're doing something different. So what do you not see about yourself that everyone does? Okay, I might switch that title, okay, but you guys get it, right? And what we're doing different is that we're picking only one card for each group, all right? With the images above. So I got this idea from Chitra Moon, just letting you guys know, one of the most talented readers on YouTube, one of them, in my opinion, okay? Chitra Moon, all right? I know everyone has heard of them. They're amazing and super intuitive, okay? And so they definitely inspired this reading, and I don't know. Let's see if I like it, like this style. I probably continue with it, but basically, we're just going to read one card and we're going to use one card for the energy. We have here three beautiful pals. Pal number one, pal number two, pal number three. Pause the video if needed. Let's go. Thank you, Yesoul, for sending me this fitness dynamic riding bike. Amazing quality. You can connect it. It has a screen where you can listen to YouTube videos and watch videos. All you have to do is scan the QR code, download the app, connect to your Wi-Fi, and you'll be able to watch videos and also listen to music. I tried 35 times, but it kind of... I tried to connect it 35 times, but it wouldn't connect. But I'm pretty sure that once my connection is stable, you'll be able to watch a video. And you can also listen to music. You can also listen to videos. Here, I got my iPad. You can listen to... One second. You go to my recent videos. Guys, welcome back to my channel. So you can hear the video. What do people want to know about? And yeah, it's an amazing bike and very affordable. Okay, imagine spending over $2,000 on a bike when this bike offers more. And don't forget to follow the link to get your first $100 discount. Bye, guys. So another shout out to Yesoul for their G1M Plus bike. And again, guys, is a purchase that you will not regret. Super high tech. I've been having connection issues. For some reason, my screen is not really connecting directly, but I'm pretty sure it's just a problem on my end. Okay. And don't forget that there will be a discount code for $100 off your first purchase, okay, using my discount name, and the link will be in the description box. Just letting you guys know, this is a purchase you cannot miss. This is a great product at a great price. So for the viewers that picked pal number one, let's find out, what does everyone see about you? What? Hold up. What you don't see about yourself that everyone does, okay? And we have here the King of Swords. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to be picking up the energy on. Okay, so what does everyone see that you do not see about yourself? So right off the bat, people see like a grumpy... Oh my God, why do I hear a grumpy old lady? I'm not saying you're an old lady, but something about grumpy. Maybe you're grumpy. I'm definitely getting this energy coming from the opposite sex, of course. Like, there's something about your energy that is showing very much grumpy or like not interested, don't have any time. And also, if you're not grumpy, you're like, what are you talking about? I definitely feel like this sense of urgency. Maybe you're constantly in a rush. If you're taking the train, you're taking public transportation, you're walking to work, you're driving, you have like this strict, straight face. I'm getting to where I have to go. I don't have time for anyone. I don't have time to look at anybody. Good morning to you, neighbor. Not in the mood today. So I see like this quietness, but also like this rushy vibe coming in for you. you probably don't see that about yourself, but everyone is just like so scared to approach you because they feel like you have better things to worry. You have better things to do, better things to focus on. I definitely have like an air sign type of vibe here. What is very funny about this pile is that there's something about you that comes out of the ordinary. I feel like, not saying that this is out of the ordinary, but you have like many tattoos or piercings, or like maybe you carry on items that have like cartoonish figures. I heard Hello Kitty. I see like graphic, probably even anime things, right? Pile number one. And it gives like this feeling like, well, that aesthetic doesn't match who they are at all. That aesthetic does not seem to correlate with that type of individual. Okay. People might see you as someone that expresses themselves in a different way than you come off. Okay. It's just many different examples. Let's just say you have like a very goofy, and if it's not goofy, it's like youthful, but then maybe a emo type of vibe. It's just an aesthetic that people might think it comes off friendly, but your attitude says otherwise. Okay, so I can have like all pink stuff and Hello Kitty and, just super cute, but then I'll just have the biggest bitch face. And everyone's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You might think that person is approachable, but they're not. Okay. People also see like this strictness that comes within you. Maybe you like to just stay home, get your chores done, do your laundry. There's people in this group that feel bad for not getting their household things done or even running their own errands. Okay, there's someone that's really pissed off that they haven't done their laundry. Okay, like it gives the vibe, well, yes, I'd have better things to do. And it does not involve me getting blacked out drunk on a Tuesday. I have other things to worry about. See, not saying that has, that is bad or anything, pile number one, but it's just like people might feel like you're very strict on yourself, strict on your diets, strict on school, strict on your career, strict on your sleeping schedule, maybe even your skincare routine. There's something very eerie as well from your vibe. People notice that you're not really as cordial. And this energy of not being as cordial can just come off as someone that is not really good with small talk. You can be someone that's very direct and straight to the point. Like if someone's like, hey, how are you today? Good, how are you? Okay, see you later. I don't think that you're a mean person or someone that pushes people away. You just might feel like a lot of things are just a waste of your time. Your neighbors might not really even know who you are, pal number one. And people notice this distance that you have with a lot of people. And maybe you can be someone that doesn't have a lot of people in their life or even likes to have a lot of people in their life, or just someone that doesn't like to like call people every day. And people notice that about you, so people respect your space. A lot of your long-term friends are people that are willing to understand that you won't be around all the time. But when you do come around, it will be a good time. Again, pile number one, like this strictness with the body. I don't know if you're like a hardcore vegetarian or you're someone that takes like your sobriety very serious, or even basically who you get in bed with. there's something that comes off very strict about you. And, nothing with the exterior, of course. You express yourself fairly great, but there's something that doesn't match with your aesthetic here. This person is not what you think or you might think they are in the beginning. And it just gives that vibe, when someone comes up to you and it's like, oh my God, hey, what's good? What's up? And you're just like, do they not see that I have my headphones on? Do they not see that I am not approachable? Do they not see that I don't want to be bothered? And it's like, no, pile number one, they did not see that. They did not see that you didn't want to be bothered or you wanted to be spoken to that day. They don't see that. Why? Because your aesthetic, the way you express yourself, the way you walk, the way you kind of dress, your makeup, your lashes, it doesn't go with that. It doesn't. And I can't really pinpoint your aesthetic this current moment because so many of my friends here are just so beautiful and have different styles. But your style does not help your personality at all. Okay? Not saying that you need to change it, it's just a refreshing type of energy. But pile number one, you might confuse a lot of people. And people notice that. People notice that you are really big on confusing others. And once they do get to come in a little bit, you're a little bit scary. That's what people notice about you that you might not see about yourself. You can scare people off. It's like a cactus. Once you touch it, you're like, oh yeah, never mind. Never mind. Let me keep my hands to myself. But the beauty of it that people do notice about it as well is that the real ones tend to stay, meaning it's easier for you to determine who is real and who is not in your circle because those that are real won't really feel bothered by your attitude or the way you come off. If anything, they'll probably feel flattered, like, oh wow, they're interesting. Not the people-pleasing type. And that's the beauty of yourself that people notice is that you don't really have to bend for others. You don't really have to change your personality for others. I feel like you're that one individual where people try to test around others to see if you're going to act different, you're going to be friendlier, you're going to be more talkative or whatever. And they fail or, you pass all the time because it doesn't matter the change of scenery. It doesn't matter what type of person you're around, whether it's a boss, even your own parents, you continue to be who you are. And that's what people notice about you that you probably don't, that you have this sense of self. You know who you are and you walk, you talk the way that you identify yourself as. You're not comforting or like trying to please others through your actions or through your words or through your opinions. You are who you are and you do not change around different people. You are the same. And people tend to respect that more and they notice that about you. You might not really see it. You might say, this is just who I am. Take it or leave it. But people respect that way of acting or the way you are perceived by the rest of people because it just shows a lot of self-security. People also notice that you can be someone that tends to hold on to things very, very much. You tend to hold on to things. I hear somebody having a blanket that they've had since they were like 4. Just little things. You could be a little bit of a hoarder. That's what people see about you that you might not see for yourself or notice about yourself is that you might have like attachment to material items. You might have a car that it's time to let go, but you love it. and you seem to just not want to change it. Same thing with just anything in your house or in your life. It could be even a collection type of clothes, a pair of shoes that you seem to not want to let go of, and you really don't care how much you're being shamed for it. It's just like, it just means something to you. And people notice that you be having attachments to certain items and material things. People notice you have like an addiction to coffee. People notice that you're always smelling like coffee, or like your house is smelling like coffee, or somebody here probably works at a coffee shop, but there's something about you that's always smelling like coffee. And I don't know, maybe it is a good thing. I like the smell of coffee, but I don't know for others. And there's also something with piercings again. It's coming back up, and people notice that you have a lot of piercings in unusual places. Or if you don't have piercings, you have them in unusual places, whether it's on your back, your chest, your face, the one that people be putting on their cheek. Okay, people notice that, and people might think that you're very brave. Again, very brave aesthetic as well coming up here. People notice how cute of a smile you also have, and you might not agree. Somebody here might have like gap teeth, or like braces with a gap, I heard. Or if not, like your teeth are slightly crooked, but it's just super cute on your face, or just attractive on your face. I don't know why I keep hearing the word Montreal. I don't know. I also heard hair. People notice how your hair always looks the same. I'm not saying to switch it up. I'm just saying, people might notice that you always have the same hairstyles. Or maybe you prefer your hair to look a certain way all the time. And people notice that about you. You're probably like, well, I've had 5 bad hair days the past 4 days. People have not noticed. People think that you always keep your hair the same way, pal number 1. Okay? So that's all that I'm getting here. Thank you so much for clicking on this reading. Bye, guys. So for the viewers that picked pal number 2, let's find out what you don't notice about yourself that everyone does. And right off the bat, people notice that figure. People notice how your body is just like a flowing piece of energy. Like it just goes with you. Like your head belongs on that body. Okay, people notice also your artistic movements, whether you do Pilates, you dance, you do yoga. People notice like your posture and like the way you carry yourself in a very delicate manner. Even if you're a man watching this, there's something very demure about the muscles, very demure about the height, about the way you walk. Okay, with your head held high. People notice the jaw here. People notice the head. I'm getting here like deep dimples or like a sharp jawline. People also notice how a lot of people might have opinions on you, or how people might judge you, pal number 2. So you might not notice this. You might not notice that when you walk in the room, everything stops and watches you. You might be in rooms and you don't notice that everyone is watching your every move. And maybe once in a blue you're like, are people watching my every move, or am I going crazy? Paul number 2, you're not going crazy. Okay, that's something that you're probably not noticing, but people are always watching you, and everybody notices it too. Okay, everybody also notices how people always have opinions on you. Ooh, they changed your hair today. That shirt, I liked it. You know where they bought it? It's like a magazine cover. Everyone's just like looking and wondering. Everybody also notices how private you are. Sweetie, you're not going to be blabbering about the bad afternoon you just had. Okay? For someone to know you had a bad afternoon, they will have to be there. Like, pile number two is not blabbering, and pile number two is not even talking that much. Okay? If they are, oh my God, I heard pile number two, when you're comfortable around people, you become a podcast. Okay? No shade. All right? So everyone notices that. You probably don't. But when you're comfortable around certain people, you do become like a podcast. It's like a talk show. Everyone can join in. Everyone is invited. And pile number two, you might be very funny. Okay? That's what everybody notice about you. And it's like a funny energy that is not really trying hard. It's not. You're not trying hard. You're not memorizing jokes in your head. You're just being who you are, and you're funny. And you might not notice that, but everyone does. Very funny. It's like your jokes sound like they're calculated, but they come off as very natural. And to you, they are probably very natural. The height. Oh my God. People notice that you have an amazing height. And I know I'm going to get some women saying, well, I'm super tall and I hate it. And, whatever you think your height is, tall, short, the height, people love it. People love it. And for some reason, I feel like maybe you type dislike it. Okay? People love it. If you're a man watching, women love your height. Okay? They love it. Everyone also notices how you're really not that fond of opinions. You might be someone that shrugs opinions off. You don't really follow people's dislikes and what they like and what they believe and what they don't. You kind of follow your own wave and your own tide, and everyone does notices this because you might be someone that doesn't really follow trends unless you really like it. Okay, like you're not dressing like everyone in the room. Okay, and I'm not saying that to say that everybody that dresses alike is weird. No, 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 no. You dress how you want to dress. You follow the trends that you want to follow. But my pal number two here, they don't follow every trend. Okay, maybe if you like it a lot, pal two, you'll follow it. But you're not a trendy individual. And everyone notices that. That you have this like style and essence about you that is original. Original, no copy paste, and no copying, like nothing at all. Okay, everybody notices how people copy you, and you might not notice that, and you're probably like, oh my God, they took my personality. I can't believe it. I did that first. Pile number two. I heard this from someone. I'm not sure who it was. I don't know if it was from Shira. They were like, oh, wouldn't you feel a way if people didn't copy you at all? And after that, people that copy me, I really don't take it to offense anymore. But it probably gets you upset because, you start your personality from scratch. You start your stuff from scratch. You like to keep it very, very original. And it might upset you a little bit when you get like a little copycat around you, whether they copy your music, your style, your home decor, the way you dress your children, like just the little things might just tick you off because you're just like, I worked for this style. I worked for this. Proud to. So people do notice, okay? People notice that if you don't follow trends, you start them. And people can always look for you and look at you for inspiration when it comes to about anything, pal number two. So give yourself a round of applause, pal two, for being an original trendsetter, okay? And people don't realize that, but trends have to come from somewhere, right? They come from someone. So regardless if you did it first or you did it second, you came up with the idea around people around you. Okay, so let's see here. People notice how your hair color changes with the seasons. I'm not sure if this is someone here that's constantly dyeing their hair, or their hair just naturally gets lighter during the summertime and then maybe it gets darker during the winter time. Everybody notices that, but maybe you don't. Something graphic is coming up. Okay, so if you are sensitive to certain words or phrases, I would skip through this one real quick. But people can notice your scars, whether you used to self-harm or if you got into an accident. People notice your scars, and you might not really think nothing of it. You probably healed. You're probably get like, you might think they don't, people can't see it, but everyone does. And people do notice your scars. Pile number 2. Now I'm getting emotional scars. If you've gone through things emotionally that you felt like maybe people did not understand, people were very much aware. And I say that because what I was saying earlier, you kind of are like a magazine for a lot of people, and you might not notice that about yourself. You're hot stuff, Pal 2, and you might have a lot of eyes on you constantly. Even if you work for the public eye, in your personal life, there's a lot of eyes on you constantly. And I know that could seem or, sound very exhausting, but I promise you that no one can harm you as long as you don't believe so. People might notice that you are very confident, you are very cocky, and you might not see that about yourself. You're probably like, oh my God, pal, Jayleen, you probably be like, why am I stuttering? Oh my God, I'm becoming nervous around you. Pal 2, you see? Or you're probably like, no, Jayleen, like, I have so many insecurities. I don't like this. I don't like that. Please don't do that. But Pal 2, people notice that there's like some sort of confidence. And hey, I say fake it till you make it. Pal number 2, maybe that's what you do, that you fake it till you make it. But people really, really notice this confidence or this self-esteem that comes out of you. And it just adds that spark to your vibe. You don't lower yourself around anyone. You don't really care to be the star, the spotlight. But the beauty about you, power number 2, that everybody notices, is that you know how to let others shine. You see, there's some people that they know that they'll always shine, that they'll always be the center of attention, and they cannot stand it when other people are. But you could. And another thing that keeps coming up for this pile, people notice how you humble yourself, how you're very humble, regardless of your financial situation, your beauty, your social status, the amount of friends you have, the amount of followers you have. You are so humble. You are so down to earth. And you never act like your ish don't stink around other people. It's like people notice that if they didn't know you personally or they didn't know your business, they will not expect you to be who you are or have the things that you have because of the way you act, which is very humble, very down to earth. That's like the only word that I can really get for you. Empathetic, okay? and a big sweetheart. Let me just put that out there. You're a big sweetheart, and people might also notice that you're such a sweetheart with others, but you're probably tough on yourself. You're probably judgmental on yourself. You probably don't let yourself slack at all. Maybe when it comes to your tasks or the things in your day-to-day life, or even when it comes to beauty, like you don't let yourself go even one day out of the week. Like you have to look great 7 days out the 7 weeks, or not 7 days, every day out of the week. That's what I meant. But pile number two, there's just something about yourself that is just always in check, always in line. And people just notice that maybe you put yourself on a pedestal. Maybe you have certain standards for yourself. But the beauty about it all that people notice, again, I keep hearing a lot of beauty, so I just know you guys are beautiful. The beauty about it is that you don't hold others to these standards. You're the type of person that you can shine without putting others down. You can shine without making others feel bad about themselves. And people also notice how you don't let people put themselves down around you. You can be someone that maybe went through a lot of hardships when it came to self-esteem, bullying, or self-image issues, that when others bring themselves down around you, you kind of always uplift them. And that is so beautiful. Pile number two, you're a beautiful individual. Okay, and this is where the strictness and the standard come from. Okay, and what people notice is not only are you beautiful or stunning in the outside, you're as humble and beautiful in the inside. And you have a great heart. And also for my men watching, I know some of these readings could be strictly targeted to women sometimes, but you can be extremely hot and people might expect you to be a player or someone that's just with an agenda out to get people. And when people see how good-hearted you are, empathetic and kind, and what a gentleman you are to everyone, even to strangers, it can be a bit shocking. But that's all that I'm getting here. Thank you so much for clicking on this reading. Bye, guys. So for the viewers that clicked pile number 3, let's find out what do you not notice about yourself that everyone does? I'm sorry. The title is just super complicated for myself. And you got the Page of Pentacles. So we're just going to read the Page of Pentacles for right now. And I just want to show you guys the card, how they look. Okay. Right off the bat, what you don't notice about yourself that everyone does is like you have this adventurer type of vibe. Like you're always going somewhere, or you're like always planning your next trip or like your next outing during the week. Like you always have something coming up. Okay, like people can ask you, hey, Pal 3, how was your weekend? Great. I saw a bear. I climbed Mount Everest. I went and gave food to the homeless. I had a lot to do this weekend. They're like, wait a minute. Whoa. Okay. I heard bookworm. Okay. So what people might notice about you that you don't is that you're so educated. Like you're always learning something. Like you're the person that people can go up to and just ask any type of question about anything. Because you got it. You got the answers, or you're going to know where to find the answers. Okay, Pal 3. So very educated, and everybody notices that. Again, very articulate. Okay, I heard spelling bee. Like I probably might not win the spelling bee against you, Pal 3. But like, people notice that you're very articulate with your words. You're like a great communicator. You can spit facts. You can speak like you came from Harvard. Like you're a lawyer. Okay, very articulate, very clear communication, very impressive. Okay, very demure again. Okay, pile three. So, someone here, the vision, okay, people notice how you probably cannot see that well. Maybe you wear glasses, but people can also notice that you have like different pairs of glasses. Like, this is someone that pulls out glasses out of their pockets. Like, you probably have different styles of glasses. Okay, I'm getting like a very youthful vibe too. You could be like in your late 30s or early 40s and dressed like a teenager. No offense. It looks great and you look very young. Okay, pile number three. And if not, you just have like this youthful vibe about you, like you're just so young. And you're probably grown as hell, but people can always confuse your age, or you're always getting ID'd. Everywhere you go, people are asking for your ID. If you go get a little drink, people are asking for your ID. So something is very youthful about you. I'm also getting like natural hair. Everyone notices how you take care of your natural hair, or you're always wearing your natural hair. And natural, I mean like maybe no color, or just your natural hair with no extensions or anything. Like just naturally who you are. People also notice how you're so preoccupied with your life. It's like you're that type of person that if anybody invites you anywhere, they're gonna have to ask like 3 months before. Part three, that's so funny. Like, you're like super busy, and it's not the type of busy that's like, I gotta go pay my bills. I gotta go take my child to the doctors. It's more like, I promised my grandma that I was going to go to a pottery class with her. I promised I promised I was going to show up to the book club this Thursday. Okay? Like, it's just fun things, and you can have such a fun life, and that's what I'm getting back to, but people just notice that you have such a fun life. And you're probably like, not true. But to everyone, they do see that. They see a fun life. They see someone that's probably even child free. I don't know why I heard that. Someone that has no responsibilities. You probably do, but that's what people notice, that you probably don't. That they might think your responsibilities are not that big of a deal. They're not that big. Okay? You're like a child. Aw, someone here lives with their grandparents. I really have this feeling here. Someone is really good with elders, or you might work at a home facility where there's a lot of older people. And I just want to give you a little message. You are meant to work there. Okay? Those people that you work with, if they're older or, old in age, you guys knew each other from a past life. A lot of the people that you work with, that's a weird message, but it came through for someone here. Okay? People also notice how you rather live in big cities. Okay, this is someone, Pile 3, you're probably someone that has moved around, but to only cities. Like, and my example could be like LA, New York, but if not, like different cities in your country. Like, you only like cities, you like packed urban areas, and people notice that. You might not really notice that about yourself, you just probably prefer those places. People also notice how you're connected with nature. Ooh. Oh my God, that hurt. People might notice how you're super connected with nature, whether you have a lot of pets, a lot of cats, or a lot of dogs. People notice that. You could probably just have a preference for animals, but people do notice how you have like this sort of natural way of giving to animals. Like, you're a natural caregiver towards animals or even nature. If you do some gardening or you like to recycle for your community. So, this is someone that's very environmental. Okay, this is someone that likes to enjoy long walks, maybe with your pets or maybe alone, or you enjoy picnics. People notice how you are constantly noticing little things about others. Like your life is like a magnifying glass for other people's lives. You're probably the person that is so adorable and it's like, "Oh, hey, I remember um how did it go painting your house?" And they're just like, "How do you even remember that? I didn't even remember I painted my house, Pal 3." Like you remember so many small details about people. Like you can be like such a great gift giver. That's something else that you probably don't notice about yourself that everyone does, that you're such a great gift giver. Like people are just like, "Oh my God, how did Pal 3 know that I wanted this? How did Pal 3 know that I love this color?" Like they just have such a great eye for things and an eye for the people that they love. Like it's just so amazing. I'm getting also cook. Oh my God. So people might notice how you're a terrible cook, no offense, and you just love to eat out, or it could be the opposite. You're a great cook. Like you're amazing at cooking. I also heard here, people might notice how you have some witchy tendencies. Maybe you like to blow cinnamon out of your door on the first of the month, or you like to sage your home, or burn palo santo, whatever it is that you enjoy doing that people might think is witchy, whether it's reading tarot or getting your horoscope read every month or every week or every day, right? Or just very interested in zodiac signs. People notice that about you. And you might not notice your interest in little things, but people really do notice your hobbies and what you're interested in, just how you notice things about others. So, Pal 3, if you feel like you're always watching for detail, but you feel like others don't do the same for you, I'm here to let you know that's not true. People are constantly seeing and watching the little things that you adore or you like, okay? And basically building your personality off of that. I heard French fries. Again, another vegetarian. I don't know why I keep getting this. People might think, well, not that they think, that they notice that you might be a vegetarian, but you don't eat a lot of vegetables. That's for some, not all. People also notice that you enjoy being in quiet spaces, or like having quiet in your space. Something about something being quiet. Maybe that's why you're outside a lot. People might notice that you have very loud neighbors. I don't know why that message came up, but I'm hearing like some neighbors that are screaming and banging. I'm so sorry about 3 if you're going through that, but I really got that message that people are noticing how you have really loud neighbors, even if it's people that visit you. Oh my God, Pal 3, people also notice how you're not really lucky in love, or every time you get into a relationship, like the other person doesn't really put lots of effort. But if not, it means the opposite. It just means that people notice that when you are in a relationship, you don't really put that much effort. Like you're not an obsessive creep, but I don't mean it that way. It's just like you're not the clingy type. You're not someone that's going to be constantly blowing someone up or texting their phone or asking them where they're at. It's like you're living your life. People might not even notice that you're in a relationship. No offense to those, but there's some lover boys and lover girls that, when they get into a relationship, like that becomes their world. Like just, you can't even get a hold of them. You can't even see them because they're just super involved with someone about 3, and it's super funny. But you're not someone like that. Like your life is the same. Like people might not even know when you're single in a relationship because of how you just are the same way, regardless of who you're dating or who you're with. People notice how you don't really wear makeup, or you don't like wear different things. Again, if you're a man watching this, your clothing is very basic. Like, you're not someone that's super creative with the way you dress. Like, you just like to wear comfortable things, things that are just basic attire. And people notice that about you. It's just like who you are. People might also notice that you might be a little cheap or frugal. Okay? So, pile three, there's something about you that loves to save a buck, whether you're paying with coupons, paying with, you know, points, saving your leftovers. It's just like little things that you do to save money, and people might notice that and think that you're a bit frugal. Not in a bad way, though, okay? Not saying that, you're Mr. Krabs or you're someone that is super cheap, but you can be someone that doesn't mind to save a buck. People also notice how you're not someone that is super lovey-dovey. Okay? I'm getting people here that are just like, I'm good off the hug. Please don't touch me. Pile three, oh my God, like, you can vent to pile three. You can tell them your whole life story. They will listen. You might just not get the same from them, and you might not get them venting to you about their emotions or their biggest heartache. You're not gonna get that much out of pile three, because pile three, it's almost like you bury the things that make you feel bad, or you just like write it down in your diary, or you're just someone that really doesn't like to speak about vulnerable things. Pile three, you're not the huggy, kissy, kissy type of person. You're not. I keep hearing disconnection with the mother, disconnection with a female, like a woman in your life. There's like a disconnect. This might not be true for everyone here watching, but you might be uncomfortable with huggable situations. You might cry to someone, you might let them cry to you, but stay back. Not too close. And even after, oh my God, pile three, I'm so sorry, but that I'm reading you like a book right now, but you might even feel guilty afterwards. You might vent your heart out and cry and it might feel good in the moment, but you're dreading it the next day. You hate it. It actually makes you feel like shit to uncover the depths of who you are and your emotions and how you feel about things and how things make you feel. So people notice about you is that you're not very vulnerable. You're not an emotional type of person. You like to keep those things to yourself. It's almost like if someone asks you about an ex, oh, they just moved on. Oh, we didn't, it just didn't work out. We just both agreed to move on. We just broke up. We both agreed on it. You're not going to get into detail. You're not going to get into the details of them, canceling on you 50 times or leaving you behind for someone else. You're not going to get to those details. You're not interested. It's a waste of your breath, and you'll regret it the next day. It's almost like vulnerability makes you ick, pile three. And there's just like nothing you could do about it. Like I can't help it. I really can't. And people might notice, if you are someone without children, people might notice that maybe your lack of vulnerability is the reason you don't want any children. That's for some, not all. Don't shoot the messenger. But it's almost like emotionally you're always busy. Emotionally, pile number three doesn't have time to sit and vent. And pile three, You might think people don't notice. Sorry, I'm stuttering because I'm a little nervous around you. I don't want you to know that I know about your feelings. You might think that people don't notice, but everybody does notice that you're probably in therapy. Okay, so if you think you've been hiding it very well, others are kind of figuring it out. Um, Maybe it's due to this lack of vulnerability with others. You might have siblings that are like, I don't even know who my sister or brother is. You know, maybe when we were children, but I don't even know who they are now. That's for some, not all. But again, there's a disconnect with the heart and the heart to heart with others. Maybe not with yourself. Maybe you're comfortable with yourself. Maybe you can express yourself and vent to yourself and be there for yourself. But other people notice that somehow you cannot have that connection with other people. So that's all that I'm getting here. Thank you so much for clicking on this reading. Bye, guys.